I'm Scott Anthony. I am the author of Smoke, Confessions of a Cuban Cigar Smuggler, and I am Chattin with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Scott Anthony.
Yes, they're prohibited, and you would get arrested. Now, there is a case out there for anybody who is a perfectionist. You can look it up. Richard Mickey, that's his nickname, Connors. He was a lawyer who went to Cuba in my day. He's also from Chicago, and we know each other. We have mutual friends. He was a criminal defense attorney. He was a public offender. He was a state's attorney in Chicago for a while. And he got the Cuba bug like I had in the 90s. He went over there and he wrote a book about it, and he got busted. They took away his law license. They took away his house, and he did 3 years in federal prison. And his ex-wife set him up. And the feds were coming to his house, and they were stealing his garbage every night. And he was writing his book, so he was throwing away pages, and they were reading his fucking story. And he took it to federal trial. They offered him probation, and he said, "Are you fucking kidding? If I can't beat a case on cigars, what kind of lawyer am I?" And his entire life was ruined. There have been, I would say there's at least 6 well-known cases of people being arrested, indicted, and doing federal time because of smuggling Cuban cigars.
Even possessing them, you can get arrested and go to prison, right?
You could get I don't know if you wouldn't go to prison. You'd pay a fine. So if you got caught in the airport and played dumb, and I'll show you another. What did I do with my latest stash?
And let's make it clear, you're not in the U.S. Let's make that clear.
I am not in the U.S. We can make that clear. So here's my stash from Cuba this time, and this is what I recommend to anybody. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I brought back 50 hand-rolled cigars of different shapes. This is a Bellicoso or Torpedo. This is a Churchill. This is a Robusto, and they don't have rings. So they're not a brand, but they're awesome, high quality Cuban tobacco. You don't need to buy the brands. You don't need to waste your money on that. And so.
Now, are those illegal?
Those are, it's borderline because, this says Cuba on it. If you take this off, now what does it say?
Nothing.
There's no way to test it in the airports. Hold on, let me get the microscope. No, so you can bring them without the bands and wrappers, because this doesn't mean anything. This band only is to brag. So I brought myself 50 cigars. I'm actually thinking of going back. I went there for humanitarian reasons. That's the only reason Americans can go right now. So I went to the part of town where they have all this. It's kind of like a huge swap meet for 10 square miles here in town. And I went there to buy. I bought powdered milk and peanut butter, aspirins, Alka-Seltzer, socks, all kinds of stuff to give away. We went to Cuba. I brought my 11-year-old daughter with me, and we were giving it to people. And I'm kind of feeling like I want to go back. Cuba is a special place for me. I'm almost like an honorary Cuban. I spend so much time there, and I've always tried to give back. So any of the people that I was tight with, I took care of them. And taking care of them back then.
Do you have video from Cuba?
This trip, I've got I bought a DJI 3 camera.
Yeah.
And I probably have, I'm going to say, at least 20 hours of film content.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm starting a life like you. I want to tell you, every time I see a guy like you, I have to admire it because you're putting in the work. This is not easy. You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
It's
It gets discouraging at times, but
I've been discouraged many.
trust me, one comment will make me change my whole mood. You know, it'll make
Oh, me
me.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. I said a couple of weeks ago I did a video. I said, you know what, people, I'm not even reading the comments myself anymore. The girls in my office could read them because these people, assholes make comments, and you know what happens to me? Fire starts coming out of my ears, and I start thinking, just tell me where you are, because in 1960s we punched people in the mouth.
Yeah.
Now you insult them on a keyboard, and I have to calm myself down and go, no, you can't drive to his house and ask his mother to let you in the basement to beat him.
I mean, they want a reaction. That's the major thing.
I don't
And
know what
just
they want. Sometimes they make some of the stupidest comments, and there's someone that comments on everything, and they'll call you out, like recently, I did the gang video reluctantly. There's this guy named Josh Horde. He has West Love on YouTube and Chicago Greaser Gangs on Facebook. He's got a huge following, and he's goes, Scott, we should do this. And I'm like, no, I never talked about my gang life before. I completely hid it from the world. Then I did a 2-hour interview with him, like a documentary style. I walked him to all the different corners. Oh, I couldn't believe it. We got 25,000 views, and 95% of the comments were great. That's when I said, man, maybe I should make a public presence, because here's my book. And my wife said to me, "Are you same thing as that Colombian reporter? They said to me, 'Are you sure you're ready for this?' And I said, 'Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to write a book, and if my book is good on its own merit, it's going to become a bestseller and a movie, and it's going to be great.' And I couldn't have been further from the truth.
yeah, and
That isn't accurate. You've gotta make some noise, or people won't hear you. It's that simple. Like they have a saying: if you don't ask, God won't hear.
if
And
you don't ask, the answer will always be no.
that's it.
Right?
So I'm out there. And then I look at guys like you that just keep plugging away, and I say, I'm not the only one. Every one of these guys. You know what I do whenever I look at somebody who's successful in a podcast? I scroll down to their oldest, because I want to make sure that they started just like everybody, and it's all the same. 5 views, 50 views, 100, 1,000,
Yeah.
and it's incremental, and you've just got to keep plugging away.
Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
get discouraged. Just keep it going.
I get discouraged a lot because I have a business. I have several businesses. I have employees. I have a lot to do. I've taken a lot of time away from that life to do my books. But I've recently said, you know what? I'm done with business. Basically, I'm going to do my books. I'm going to tell my story. And the last week, 4 people have told me, Scott, you should do your own podcast.
You
I said,
should.
maybe I will. I do frequent ones with. Do you follow boxing at all?
Yeah, of course.
Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yeah.
Those are his shorts and fight gloves right there.
Yaki Lopez. I just interviewed Yaki Lopez.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Hector
I
Camacho
see.
Jr. A lot of different boxers.
Okay, so you follow boxing too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marco and I do some filming a lot. Do you follow WWE wrestling at all?
Not really, but I mean, I'm
My
familiar
old
with it.
my old roommate and my old friend El Vampiro. We've been doing a weekly podcast. We're smoking a cigar and just 2 guys talking. I actually enjoy it.
Remember Coco Beware?
Yes.
He used to have a parrot, right?
But look, everything is show business. MMA is show business too. I was watching Sean Strickland with the build up to this fight, and he was never really rude. He was just hyping the fight. He didn't say anything, personal. He didn't dig too deep. You've got to sell a fight, and then people buy into it. I've been back seen at so many events. I know the truth. And then after the fight, after they almost kill each other, they almost always hug because the anger's gone when you're completely exhausted. After you fight some guy, life and death for, like, in their case, 25 minutes, and the anger is
crazy.
gone.
A lot of people can't go that long fighting.
Oh, very few people. MMA is without a doubt the most physically demanding sport that exists. Hands down. Nothing comes close.
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
Yeah, because it's everything. Because, boxing, it's endurance, but with MMA, it's strength and will. It is a lot more demanding than boxing.
Yeah, you can't rest because they'll end you if you try to rest, right?
And even when it appears to the naked eye that they're resting, oh, he's in his guard. It's brutal. A guy on your back, like for the first 3 minutes or the first 2 minutes of every round, it's bearable, but it becomes almost subhuman after a certain period of time. I honestly think that we would see better fights in MMA if they made the rest a minute and a half or 2 minutes between rounds. Let them recover a little bit more, get that second win. It's a brutal sport. They are the hands down the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
100%.
Yeah.
And then you see these people on the internet saying they ain't that tough. I'll fight them.
No, I agree with them. They don't look that tough to me either on TV. I just know the truth.
But they think MMA fighters can't fight in like a street fight or something.
That's just stupidity. That there may be some techniques that an experienced guy would want to avoid because I don't want to bang my knee on the sidewalk. And I wouldn't want to bang some other guy's head on the sidewalk because he might die. So there's some takedowns you're not going to do. Judo might be less effective in the street because a lot of the techniques might be sacrifice, or I don't want to kill some guy in a street fight because you're in big trouble. You just ruined your life if you do that. So, but you can't pull guard, and MMA guys are hands down the toughest guys in a street fight. And any boxer, whether he's a mediocre level boxer all the way to the top, they're just badasses, period. They will destroy any average guy. Like an average guy thinks he can fight just because he's a man. You can't blame him. There's testosterone, and they've pushed their buddies around and wrestled with their brother, and they deserve to be treated like men. But MMA guys are special forces. Like I had recently, me and El Vampiro did a video, and you're going to know this guy. Oh, man, what's his name? He's an ex-MMA fighter. He fought in bare knuckle. Oh, man, what is his name? Anyway, he made a comment because Vampiro was really into Krav Maga, and I've trained all martial arts for whatever they're worth. I know the truth. And I said, Krav Maga is really good for getting an untrained Israeli population into shape to be able to go to war in 3 weeks of reality. And then he made a joke, ha, 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 Krav Maga. I get it. MMA is Delta Force. Krav Maga is a standard Marine. That's the difference. But I'd rather have my platoon trained in Krav Maga for a month than in nothing.
Yeah.
And you can't train. Jiu-jitsu is almost useless in a month of training. They're more confused after 3 weeks than they've learned. But in striking in Krav Maga, they could learn something at least effective. MMA is no longer a martial art. It is one unit. It's everything. And you almost are at a really big disadvantage if you're not great at every facet.
Yeah, wrestling, boxing, all of it.
All of it.
Jiu-jitsu, all of it.
You're at a
Karate.
disadvantage. Even like I saw those kicks from Sean Strickland. I was like, man, those are terrible. I can't believe he beat Adesanya the time he beat him. Adesanya's a world-class K1 level kickboxer, and Sean rolled over him like a speed bump. And Sean is just a fighter. That's it. And underappreciated and underestimated because he is a jiu-jitsu black belt. That makes a huge difference. I know he talks about forget jiu-jitsu. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. If you weren't a black belt, you'd be getting your ass kicked more often on the ground. So his grit has a lot to do with it, but being a black belt makes a difference. He's not just some guy that's okay on the ground.
Yeah.
He when push comes to shove, he's a black belt at jiu-jitsu, and that at least you know has a certain skill level.
So I'm definitely gonna bring you back on. I know you got a lot of stories to tell me.
Man, I got stories, brother, for decades.
I appreciate it. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
No, I'm good with this. I think
Cool.
we had a good talk. I think it was good.
Definitely. And I'll leave a link in the description of this video for his book. Go check it out. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own podcast. Peace.